What up YouTube? Chaos here again today for another update video. Basically, I'm in the shed right now, which is my workshop. It's really hot outside. It's about 90 degrees outside, and I just said, you know what, I'll turn on the fan and come here and make a 5-minute video and do that, because right now in my office and everywhere else that I would film inside is a filthy mess. Due to me coming back from racing and just never got a chance to put my shit back. Pardon the language. Let's basically, today's video, I'm gonna get into talking about the Rustler. Everybody knows that my Rustler, I was gonna do a 100-mile-an-hour Rustler, but plans changed. Time went by. I slowly wanted to get back into racing, wanted to get some more cars out there to go race with. So I started with my Rustler and my Terra. Terra is really good, but needs some improvement here and there. But the Rustler is a really good foundation to start with. You can do anything you want to. Basically, I completely modded the crap out of my Rustler, and I want to show you guys what I did to it and how you can do it with yours. As you may notice, the Rustler looks kind of different. It has different tires on it now and different rims. My friend gave me this at the track. I was thankful he gave me these. There's some pretty nice track tires. They're kind of worn out, but it's okay. We actually wanted something worn out so we can actually kind of drift the corners a little bit, because it had a severe amount of understeer. Now, in the Rustler, the first mod I did to it is the caster blocks. And let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Take off the camera off the stand. As you can see right there, I've changed out my caster blocks from the Traxxas green aluminum parts to a more bare aluminum. Now what this is actually, come on, focus, it's a STRC steering knuckle, and it's for a, come on, if it focuses, it'll show you what it is. Basically, this steering knuckle up here, the knuckle itself is a what is it, HPI Blitz knuckle, and the caster block is from a HPI Firestone. Both by STRC. You're gonna have to shim it up a little bit and use some Traxxas screws to put it together. I used the Traxxas bearings, and I was able to use my original shafts from the Traxxas. You just need to get different bearings and shim up your shafts a little bit. As you can see with some washers I shimmed up there. I know lighting's kind of bad. That's the first mod I did, and as you may notice, it gives you a buttload of steering angle, way more than factory does. Factory probably goes to about here. I get that much more, and it really handles a lot better now. Also, I lowered the ride height and got some other stuff. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Take off the body. I know I don't want to show you that back there real quick. I want to show you that later. I got some energy shocks. These were all 4 shock bodies, threaded aluminum. If it would freaking focus. It's basically energy shocks. They're all 4 come. It's like 80 bucks, or not 80 bucks. 25 bucks for all 4. It comes in a kit. It's blue. It's not bad. I like it. No oil in them right now. I gotta put new oil in it. I made a homemade chassis out of 6061 aluminum, probably 3 millimeters thick. I want to go 4, but 4 millimeter thick aluminum, that grade is very expensive, so I just used 3 mil. Really sturdy, really strong. To get this frame, I actually used a program similar to CAD, which is an engineering software, and basically I printed out my blueprints and I went ahead and chopped it up. I also used some aluminum tubing. I threaded it up so I can put the tabs here and in the rear. I put a little shorty pack. This shorty pack, you guys may remember, it's from the Celica build shorty pack, 60C discharge. Now I put my battery in the front now that I made my own chassis. Put my battery in the front, mounted my ESC in the middle, mounted my receiver over here, and put my transmission completely reversed. Now, what that does is it changes your center of gravity. to be more forwards, I put the shocks in the rear too, let you guys see that, and more of that aluminum tubing here in the rear for the shock brace. Basically, what you're going to need to do this mod for making a mid-engine Traxxas is you're going to need to chop out your, cut out your whole entire plastic chassis, and you need to get an aluminum one or build one. I like to build one versus buying a $100 one from Energy or somewhere else, but that's all preference, whatever you guys want to do. With the aluminum, with the plastic chassis, it definitely needs a brace, and it's very flimsy. If you go ahead and get a flat, you need flat, the word is flat, you need a flat chassis, because it's ideal that you get a flat one because of all the, you know, areas like right here in the motor and stuff need to clear. And if you get a flat chassis, you can clear everything perfectly. That's why I get mine flat. Basically, I got an Energy transmission case. Now, this is a key. If you want to do this mod, you need to get the Energy transmission case where you can take these little tabs out and switch them from inside. As you can see, there's 2 screws that hold it. There's actually 4, but you can only see 2 right now. You need to open up that transmission case, switch these 2 toe links around, because you'll get your original toe back. But after you do that, then you need to switch your transmission around. After you do that, you need to keep your shocks in the rear. Some guys put it in the front, but it gives it a weird angle. I like to put it in the rear. It's a lot more easy access. As you can see, you got, you know, access here, 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 all these areas. Even the shocks, you can take everything out without even taking out the transmission or taking off wheels. It's very quick, very easy. This is the way I built it for mine. As you can see, the motor clears very good, very little bit, but that's what you want. You want to also get a transmission case from Energy, and I only think they make only one version of it like this, which is the one I have, where it doesn't have the shroud over the motor like you would have originally. It's just the one single wall. That's what you need to get to versus the shroud, because the shroud affects a lot of things. You need to get it where it's single walled. Servo, again, it clears it, but it clears it barely, and that's all in the engineering of the chassis. When you do it on CAD, you have to get all these things into programming, measure it with calipers and stuff, make sure everything's good. As you see, I shimmed up a little bit if I wanted to go higher. It was good the way I had it on the computer, but I really didn't like it, so I shimmed it up a little bit. Not a big deal. But as you can see, the car is looking pretty nice with this extra steering angle and the mid-engine conversion that I did to it. The car performs really well. Now, to do the mid-engine, you need to reverse the polarity on your ESC. Now, you don't reverse it through the remote control or programming. You do it manually. And manually basically means is you take the red wire, which would be here originally, and the black wire, which would be here originally. You just need to grab those two and switch it around and plug it back in. Now, to make sure you're doing it the right way, the red wire coming out of your ESC to the battery, that red wire is on the same side as where the red terminal would be usually. So you just want to take the terminal from the right to the left and the left to the right. That's basically all you want to do. I use a shorty pack because I want to put my battery in the front, but you can use a regular pack battery. Kind of a little squeeze to try to fit it in, but suggestions, I would say go shorty pack, because then you can adjust the weight. The setup right now on the car is very nice. Does not pop wheelies at all like crazy anymore. It still can if you want to, you know, get on it really hard, like snap throttle it. But if you do some weight in the front and stuff, you can bring that down a little bit. I've positioned the battery in the front on purpose so I can get the weight so it doesn't pop wheelies on the track. You want to lower your suspension where your A-arms are completely flat, straight, in the front and the rear, and that'll basically give you a really good stance for racing. The steering knuckles, they actually help you on the track a lot. You get actually probably oversteer now, so you got to detune it a little bit in your settings on your remote control. The problem with doing these is you cannot use original links from Traxxas, the piece of junk plastic ones. I have to change those, but that's no big deal. I'll change that later. The reason why I'm saying that is because once you do that, your camber gets thrown off like crazy. You have crazy camber, and the toe is kind of off on mine because I'm using some homemade thread ones, but actually it works totally fine. There's a lot of fine tweaking you have to do with this, and a lot of adjustment you have to do with the steering. And the steering component right here at this little hem joint here, let me zoom in, or rod end as you guys would say. I say hem joint, rod end, same stuff. I'm used to saying it with the real cars. If we would zoom in, there we go. Okay, this rod end would usually have a little eyelet in the middle of it, right? Now that eyelet needs to be taken out, and it's just a shear screw. And that screw is actually the screw that you use in the top A-arms. So you need to put that in there so you don't get a wobble in this actual rod end here. So you don't get a wobble, you know, so you get that nice solid feel. But it brings the screw down a little bit so it can clear this upper chassis. So when you're turning, you can get more turning angle going forwards and all the way in reverse, so it tucks all the way underneath this chassis. That's something that Traxxas didn't do. If you do that, you gain steering angle a lot, but it automatically blocks it out with the normal standard Traxxas knuckles, so you need to do the blitz knuckles to do that. Also, the steering in here, you need to adjust some things there, and that's basically it. Clear out the chassis all the way up to here, and you're perfect, ready to go. And it gives you total amount of steering. Servo, I've changed out the servo to a digital titanium gear servo, Savox, or it's an old school Savox. If you do Savox, you need to get a glitch buster due to the fact they glitch a lot, but they are really nice servos. Other than that, use my old Spectrum radio, no big deal. I took out the radio box. You can keep that receiver box, but I really didn't prefer for it, so I just took it out. But this is a really good setup to go for street cars, for race cars, for whatever you want, for bashing too. I think it protects your chassis and your motor, especially expensive motors. To put the body back on, and real quick, I just remembered this just now. To put the body back on, the front fits fine, but the rear needs to be trimmed a little bit. As you see what I did, we trim out a little bit for the shock tower, and the shocks in the rear, that's how I set up mine. And the hole goes from there to back here, but it's no big deal. I mean, you can get a totally different body and clean it up nice. I'm just using original body. But it's really nice. I like the car. I like how it performs. Really smooth. And don't worry, if you guys are like wanting that 100-mile-an-hour rustler, it's still possible. All you do is just tune the ESC again, and I get that 100 miles back out of it and change a pinion gear. But this definitely improves the car hell a lot more in that the long run. If you guys want to do 100-mile-an-hour applications, you need to do this reversing the transmission. It helps so much when you guys are popping wheelies, because I've seen some guys do some videos and they pop wheelies like crazy and flip the cars over when they're going about 95 miles an hour. You definitely need this. Definitely need this application. Now, I did this application probably about I want to say like 3 or 4 days. Mainly because I needed the material and I was running out of time going to races here and there. But if you actually sit down and do it all in one day, you can get it done, depending about your knowledge in RCs and stuff like that, and the materials you have, everything ready to go. Caster blocks and aluminum parts from STRC are about like 10 bucks each. So 20 bucks you get the whole entire front steering kit, which is really good. Let's see, underneath chassis, I had my own material, but if you go and get it at your local metal depot or whatever, it depends on prices. Usually 45 to about let's say 35 on a 4mm thick 6061 aluminum. That's how much it's costing. Program for the CAD is completely free. Go ahead, download it. I advise you download it. Go ahead and make your measurements, put it all on the computer, print out your template, and you're ready to go. ESC and castle creation system is about 90 bucks. Battery was probably about 30. Receiver was about 35 bucks. Transmission case was about another 40 bucks. All-around shocks were 30 bucks. specs. There's some more stuff I'm gonna do to it, get aluminum bulkhead and stuff, but I'm just giving you like a little price range and the difference of all the stuff I did with mine. It's a really good car. I love it, especially now with all the application stuff on it. So I'm actually gonna take it out for a spin today and go have fun on it, beat on it a little bit. If you guys haven't tried racing, seriously try it out. You get some free stuff when you go racing, and go with your buddies. You know, try to help each other out. Try to encourage your friends to go racing with you. It's really fun. A lot more fun than bashing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe on the bottom and comment and click thumbs up on this video. This is Radiocontroledkaos signing out, guys, and hopefully we'll see more running videos of this and some on the track too. I'll post some later on. So that's basically it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'm gonna sign off and go have fun with this car. Alright guys, see ya.